Are there aspects to your day that you feel as if you're just, checking the box? Do you ever strive to reach out of your comfort zone, become uncomfortable, and level up? Privileged to be your host, this is Jason Wabick. Now, let's uncheck the box. An excellent day to everybody out there. Again, my name is Jason Wabick, host of the Uncheck the Box podcast, where today we continue our journey in becoming the best versions of ourselves that we absolutely can be. I'm fired up today, ladies and gentlemen. Are you the thermostat or the thermometer? I love this quote. I don't know who quoted it. It's kind of a saying as well as an analogy, but it's best to be the thermostat and not the thermometer. So what's this all talking about? What's this referencing? Well, if we look at both as devices, okay? Both devices deal with temperature, but they are vastly different. Do you reflect on the temperature of the environment, or do you determine the temperature of the environment? That's the main question. And metaphorically, it can be done in the workplace, in the home, in social gatherings, you name it, and you can be the thermostat or the thermometer. Do you just reflect those around you? Or do you inspire change? Are you a catalyst for change? And when things get cold, metaphorically, i.e. negative, do you try to change the temperature to a warmer one or a more positive environment? You see, my friends, we have the ability to choose. Now, one may come more natural than the other, but ultimately it comes down to us and which way we decide. So let's start out by defining who is a thermometer. These are people who are great for identifying when something is broken, okay? But can't take the necessary steps to fix them, but they can identify it. They sometimes can be the Monday morning quarterback, i.e. hindsight is always 20/20, right? It's easy to be in those cases. And they necessarily can't plan or adapt for change, and they tend to be reactive in nature. Again, everybody, thermostats are needed. They're great content givers. And sometimes they go above and beyond to make sure that we all know how they feel. And then we have the thermostats. And these are people that regulate the temperature of the environment, to stay in sync with the vibe going on, right? They take the temperature first, and then they react. Then they put a plan in place to adapt best to the environment. Thermostats tend to be leaders and visionaries. They stay calm and lead the team to the next level. Can work past criticism and negativity. They lean into tough situations. They don't extract themselves from those and run the other way, but they lean into it. They have the best self-control and stability, and they tend to be proactive in nature. And everybody, these people drive change, and they motivate, lead from the front. So how can we be better thermostats? Because, again, it is a choice. So how can we be better? Number one, it goes back to a book I referenced, I think it was in episode 1, and I'm long overdue to read it again, and I highly recommend it for everybody, but it's called Mindset by Dr. Carol Dweck. And I personally feel that having a growth mindset is a great characteristic of a thermostat. These are people that are confident with who they are, but yet they're open to change. They, will have blind spots in thinking, and we need other people's feedback to think differently, right? But having a growth mindset means we are open to change. We can take other people's feedback, try new things, and we're not afraid to fail and to make mistakes. And we learn from them, we pick ourselves back up, and we continue on. Somebody who has a fixed mindset, on the other hand, is somebody who's stuck in their ways per se, maybe some of the thermometers, right? They'll give feedback, but they're not really open to taking that leap of faith and making those mistakes. There is that fear of failure, and they tend to hang back in that comfort zone. Number 2, I mentioned it just a couple minutes ago. Key here is to lean into those tough situations. Fail fast, my friends. It kind of goes hand in hand with having that growth mindset. You know, to be that thermostat, we have to understand that we got to put ourselves in uncomfortable situations. Remember, we're setting the temperature, and we want to continue to push not only ourselves, but our team members as well. So lean into it, my friends. Fail fast and go get it. Number 3, have a realistic plan, goal, and expectations. You know, good thermostats will have all of those. They don't just haphazardly run through life. You know, they tend to plan things out, set goals for themselves and the team, and set realistic expectations, ones that they have a greater chance at succeeding. But understand that if they do not succeed at their expectations, it does not derail them. Number 4, lead from the front. Don't dictate from the back. My friends, this is so important, especially if you're somebody who's in a position where you lead a team. The old saying, actions speak louder than words, couldn't be any truer when it comes to this. Appreciate those thermometers. Again, they have an important role in the evolution of progress. Not everybody is wired to be a thermostat. I love this quote. And again, I don't know where this one came from either. But if you aren't leaving a wake, you are not moving forward with a speed that leads to momentum. Boy, man, that just strikes me. Again, I'll repeat. If you aren't leaving a wake, you are not moving forward with the proper speed that leads to momentum. So if you're a thermostat, put the pedal to the metal and motor on through it. And number 5, once again, not limited to, my friends, listen before you speak, and twice as often. Not only is it important to listen to other thermostats, but as I mentioned already, it's extremely important that we pay attention and listen to those thermometers. And after all, those are the people that we are looking at leading, motivating, training, coaching, and inspiring. And remember that they want to talk. They have a voice. Remember, it's important. They have an important role. It is a great attribute of a thermostat to listen intently to the content that's being shared. Formulate a plan and then execute that plan with precision. Remember, thermostats drive change based off of listening and processing everything. It's extremely difficult, everybody. I get it. We all want to speak, especially if it's on a hot topic. But it takes extra effort to bite your tongue, take a step back, process everything, listen, and then speak after you've calculated and formulated the proper plan and response. My friends, it's quick to the point today. It's very simple. Again, starts out with the question, are we a thermostat or a thermometer? Do we strive to be a thermostat? And when possible, yes, be that thermostat, be that leader, be that motivator, that catalyst, that inspiration for change and leading people in the proper fashion. My friends, get out there. There's a lot of work to be done, a lot of good work to be done. Fail fast, get up, dust off, get going, and get back at it. I appreciate you always, each and every single week, for joining me. Very, very inspirational for me to be able to use this platform just to share. And as I always say, I learn quite a bit as I prepare for these as well. If I could ask a favor of everybody who listens to this regularly, if you haven't done so, I just ask you to take 30 seconds to a minute, and please, whatever platform you're listening to this on, if you could just write a couple sentence review, would be much appreciated. You know, the more reviews that are out there, it opens up the exposure for new additional listeners that might stumble upon my podcast every week. So again, much appreciation, please, and thank you. If you're led to just write a couple sentences, doesn't take long. And always, my friends, again, have a great rest of your day, a great rest of your week, and we will see you next time.